Hello. I think this should be live. This is my first time I'm using Streamlabs. So maybe this isn't even going up on YouTube and I'm just talking to myself. But I think it should be working. Anyone in the chat, let me know if it is working, because that would be mightily helpful in knowing whether I'm just talking to myself right now. But yeah, this live stream, if it is working, I have no idea. I can't see it on my YouTube channel. I'm looking on my phone, but I'm going to keep talking in case in case somewhere out there it's going up. I don't know where this is going. If not, no, I can see someone. The Scamp says hello. I presume that means we've got to be live. Yes, it's working. There we go. I can stop asking whether it's working. Thank you. Hello, everyone. So this live stream is somewhat to discuss the video that I posted earlier. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask them. Also, Doctor Who. I mean, there's not been much Doctor Who news recently. I also realised my mic was on the opposite end of the table. How's the mic sounding? Is that... That should be fine. Yeah, just start asking away questions in the live chat. I'll be here for like probably 45 minutes to an hour. And then, yeah, feel free. Go on. Thank you. Hello. I can't read any of these names. You've all got very interesting usernames. But yeah, thank you. I'm glad you're all here. It's the thing's still not showing up on my phone, so I have no idea what's going on. But feel free to ask away. Because, yeah, where was I going? Doctor Who news, that's the thing. I haven't been able to make a Doctor Who news video for ages because there's basically been nothing going on. There's no Doctor Who updates, which is, it's annoying that I didn't do this time last year, because we'd be in the build-up to the 60th anniversary and we'd have all that content to make. But alas, Doctor Who's... Well, I suppose we've got the Christmas special. Yeah, the Christmas special, Joy to the World. I almost forgot its title there, which I can't lie, I am excited for, but the preview clip they released, I never ended up making a video on because, I don't know, I didn't find it that engaging. Like, the clip just felt fine. I'm excited. It's a Stephen Moffat story. Like, Stephen Moffat knows what he's doing most of the time. So I am optimistic for the Christmas special, but yeah. Hello everyone, there's the Toymaker in chat. I'm sure that's the real Toymaker, Neil Patrick Harris himself. My name's pronounced Radaby. There we go. Well, hello to Radaby. Oscar Watt, Rifts Ultra, Dean 4, and then we've got Radaby. There we go. See, I can pronounce names. Yeah, go ahead, people. Ask questions, because there's no specific direction with this live stream. I thought, I've dropped that video earlier. Go and look at the Patreon, please go. Which, I can say that now. I've launched a Patreon. If you want to go, there's no pressure. These videos most of the videos will still end up on this main channel for free. You'll get all the normal content you usually get. Patreon just has some extra stuff, if that's what you're looking for. Especially if you're into the fan films and Ekko's Destiny. There's bi-weekly exclusive cast vlogs up there at the moment. You can get our first time with the Daleks on set, and you've got Ellie, who plays the Ekko Doctor, driving around in a Dalek, so that's quite fun. All of that content is, yeah, that's over on the Patreon, if that's what you're looking for. The Toymaker has asked, do I want to play Endgame? Yeah, go on, Toymaker, do your worst, your evil games. What else have we got? Thank you, Radaby. I hope your channel does well for you. Thank you very much. The Scamp asks, please tell me more about Ekko's Destiny and when it will air. Okay, I am going to be doing a big video on Ekko's Destiny, but I'll give you a few little bits of info right now. December, part 1 of Ekko's Destiny will air. I think this is an announcement. I think I might have said it on an Instagram live stream way back, but The film ended up being so long that it's now in multiple parts. So part 1 of Ekko's Destiny is coming to you this December. In an ideal world, part 2 would follow a week after. But everyone's pressed for time. There's VFX, there's editing on my end, there's music. All of that needs to be done. So at least part 1 of Ekko's Destiny is coming in December. So get excited for that. What else have we got? Oscar Watt asks, who are some of your favourite YouTubers? There's so many. I don't want to miss anyone out, but Crispy Pro is an icon. I've been watching his YouTube channel since I was probably about 11, like way back. Crispy Pro is one of my original people I've watched. One of my favourites actually is the Review of Death podcast. I know that's technically not a YouTube channel, but the Review of Death podcast is, absolutely love that. It's bi-weekly, I think. Listen to all their episodes. Radaby asks, do you think Doctor Who will still be with Disney Plus in future? That is a good question, and I don't know. I like to be optimistic, but the fact that they haven't renewed Doctor Who for season 3 is slightly concerning, because obviously that wasn't the original plan, no matter how many people say it was. Back in interviews from November, like Russell's saying, oh yeah, we're getting ready to write series 3. As soon as season 2 comes out, we'll be straight in the production pipeline. And they haven't even got it renewed yet. I know they're currently busy with the war between the land and the sea, so it's not all doom and gloom. And if there's a spin-off, that probably means we will get a season 3. But whether it's with Disney, that's the question. The question of the hour. Will it be with Disney? I don't know. We'll definitely get a season 3. I think Ncuti will stay on for at least 3 seasons. But I could see Disney pulling a bit of funding maybe, having a shorter final season on Disney+, then Doctor Who transitions back to the BBC, but then that opens up the whole can of worms of, is the BBC even going to still be here in a couple of years? Who knows? Because, the BBC are... my camera keeps changing exposure, I think, but you'll have to live with that. Right, what else? Okay, the Toymaker. Okay, guess who? I don't know. Who? Tim says, dude, the room still looks a little bare. It does. It is literally, hang on, I can lift up the webcam. There is, nothing in this room. There's a blanket, actually. We've got the green screen that's blue. That's it. So, in fact, you know what? If anyone wants to suggest what I should do, what should I put in this room? What should I put on the walls? Should I get a cardboard cutout? I was considering a cardboard cutout, but if I'm getting a cardboard cutout, who's it of? I don't know. I mean, it's a risky thing asking the chat, but yeah, let me know what I should use to decorate this room. I'll try and keep up with the questions. Right, with current Doctor or new one? I don't know what you mean by that. Sorry. Insiders say that Disney is not happy with RTD and is pressuring BBC and Bad Wolf to replace him, resulting that after season 2 airs, Russell will be stepping down as showrunner. That's from Mark. I don't know whether that's true. I mean, there's always rumours and leaks about... I think Doctor Who fandom is in a perpetual state of, the show's getting cancelled, the showrunner's evil, and it never does. I have faith. I think Doctor Who's going to carry on for a while. But, who knows? The Scamp asks, are the whole cast of Ekko's Destiny people from your uni/friends? No. It started off, when we made Ekko's End, way back in 2021, it was just after COVID, so I was writing the first bit in COVID, and I was in 6th form at the time. I did A-level drama, theatre kid, A-level drama and A-level philosophy, and I basically just asked everybody in my drama class and a couple of people from my philosophy class, do you want to be in this Doctor Who film? And somehow they all said yes, and we're still here 4-5 years later making Ekko's Destiny. So yeah, but as the process has gone on, there's just been loads of people have reached out, like the Daleks, so shout out to Rory and Dalek Scar as well. They're just people that watched my YouTube channel and were like, I have a Dalek, and I was like, okay, that's excellent, we'll use that. But yeah, there's loads of stuff, and as well, like Johnny Mathers, who played Passenger in Doctor Who Flux, he himself has bought like an actual replica of the Passenger costume on set for us. Like he's in the film. He's absolutely lovely. Yeah, Liam, who plays one of the main antagonists of the next fan film, he is just, yeah, he's an actor. He's absolutely amazing, and he's actually in The Legend of Ruby Sunday. He's sat next to Morris in the unit office, which is quite funny. Doesn't have any lines, but it's very cool. Where are we? Right. Oh, hello, 4-Starlick. Yeah, put up a 4-Starlick poster. Yeah, we could get a Doctor Who What If. That's 4-Starlick's baby at the moment, and I'm very intrigued about that project. I'm excited. I was watching some of the I think he did a behind the scenes video on TikTok or something for Starlick. But yeah, I'm excited for Doctor Who What If. It looks good. Hello, Radio Blade. Yeah, shout out to Radio Blade. You're friends with Alistair. I think that I've got the right person there. I definitely have. Radio Blade, you're the one with the Minecraft server, I think. I hope I'm not wrong. Hello. Oh, Toymaker says who is it? Doctor Who? Is that the joke we're going with? November 1376 says an interior poster of a TARDIS. Obviously, it would make the room much larger. That's genius. Why don't we should get an actual TARDIS box in this corner right there. I reckon there's space. Yeah, any other suggestions, keep them filing in. How much of Ekko's Destiny will feature Weston-super-Mare? It's my favourite seaside town. It's only one scene. We were there. It was the Weston-super-Mare filming day was genuinely wild. It was like early February. It was freezing cold. It was raining, and myself, I'm not going to spoil the plot, but myself, Elise and Liam all had to like lie down effectively in the cold water in February. It was freezing cold. We had to have so many breaks. The camera equipment was almost dying. The camera almost broke. But we got some really cool shots, and it's one of my favourite scenes. It's a big final climax to the film. It will be in part 2. So yeah, it's only really one scene, but yeah, Weston-super-Mare was good fun that day. It was freezing cold, but good fun. Glad to hear you're excited. We'll be out this month or next. Exciting stuff. Can't believe your channel goes back so far. It was nice seeing some of your old stuff in the video you posted earlier. Yeah, I've been doing this for 10 years. Well, over 10 years, actually. And part of me wants to do a video reacting to some... Because I found the other day the first script I ever wrote, and I think I was about 3 years old or 4 years old, and it's a retelling of The Wizard of Oz, and it's illegible. It's absolutely terrible. It's like, give those slips to me, and then a PNG of a witch, and obviously it's meant to be give the ruby slippers over or whatever, but it's terrible. But if that's something people want to see, I could do a video reacting to the old videos or the old scripts that I used to make and write, because they're quite funny. They're terrible, but I suppose that's the fun of it. Like, there's Doctor Who fan films I've made from over 10 years ago of like running around with a Matt Smith sonic screwdriver in the park. Yeah, there was once we were making a Doctor Who fan film when we were about 12, I reckon, and this group of people set fire to a bin in the background, and at that point we were kind of like, okay, we should probably leave this area, because it seemed like it was about to get dangerous, and if there's an on-fire bin nearby, yeah, chaos. Especially, like, what are a bunch of 12-year-old Doctor Who fans going to do? Nothing but run. Anyway, where are we? The Doctor will end in terrible terror. Thank you, the Toymaker. I'll let the Doctor know so that he can avoid the terrible terror. Radio Blade says, pity that Passenger was a cool concept, however, I feel like they didn't use him to the potential the concept had. Well, if you feel like they didn't use him to the potential the concept had, Ekko's Destiny. Shameless plug. Ekko's Destiny, hopefully. He's in quite a bit of Ekko's Destiny. He shows up He's actually in the Western-super-Mare scenes. It's not really a plot spoiler, but yeah, Passenger is in Western-super-Mare, so yeah, that should be good. You spoke about Gavin and Stacey in your video. So do you think Smithy will end up marrying Nessa in the Christmas special? Yes, I think it's inevitable, to be honest. I mean, I know I'm not going to say anything spoilery, but I know there's certain leaks out there. I don't actually know myself whether they do get married, but I think it's inevitable. Like, that's a really good way to end the show, I think, because yeah, episode 1 they got together, and then finale, have it all round off nicely, have Neil the baby, etc. All of that, it'll be good fun. So yeah, I reckon yeah. Do you like or even watch any Marvel films or shows? I am currently on episode 2 of Agatha All Along, and I'm liking it. I think it's quite a slow start, and it wasn't necessarily what I was expecting, but I kind of like that because it doesn't just feel like every other Marvel show. Like, I won't lie, I did get fed up with some of the other Marvel shows because they felt very, like, cookie cutter, same sort of thing. But yeah, I'm enjoying Agatha All Along, so I may make a review of that. I know someone, I don't know if I've replied to their comment yet, but it popped up on my phone. Someone commented asking me to review Agatha All Along. I might do that once the entire series is out, but yeah, people, let me know if is that something you'd be interested in? Because I did actually review Spider-Man Far From Home, or No Way Home, whatever the latest one's called. I reviewed that when it came out. Video's still up on the channel, so you can go and check that out. Just past Western is Brimdown Fort. It's an excellent location for filming, bit of a hike. Yeah, I've never been there myself, but it sounds cool. Or is that the like ruins on the top of a cliff nearby? Because if it is, we were talking about using that for filming. We didn't actually do it for the scene because I don't live anywhere near Western-super-Mare, so we had to travel there at the early hours of the morning, and it was such hassle, but we got the shots we needed. Yeah, I do actually have another video that I don't know whether it's going to end up on this channel or the second channel, because it's completely irrelevant to media and Doctor Who. But there's, yeah, something near Western-super-Mare. I did a video in, I think it's called Bridgewater. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, I could actually do a fun little challenge because I've got a hint at what the video is, but it's in the other room, which means moving the green screen, going out, so I won't. But yeah, that sounded so mysterious. It's not, but there may be a video coming to this channel in a place near Western-super-Mare. Long story short. Oh, lovely. Water is hard to record stuff in. Helping a friend film a music video for her band, but the song is about drowning, so it's going to have a lot of forcing our friend to go in freezing water. Yeah, be careful with the water. Otherwise, yeah, I like, it sounds stupid, but filming in the water, especially when it's cold, it takes a lot out of you, so just be careful with that. At least their reaction to the cold water will be authentic. True. Mark asks, who is Gavin and Stacey? I'm guessing, Mark, you're not from England, because Gavin and Stacey is like, it's one of those quintessentially British, well, Britain, the United Kingdom even. It's one of those quintessentially British shows. It's about a Welsh woman and a man from Essex who fall in love. It's not like a rom-com, but it kind of is. It's a weird show. It's such a uniquely British show, and I don't think many other countries watch it or know of it. But it's what made James Corden famous, because he plays one of the central characters. So yeah, for those who don't know, that's what Gavin and Stacey is. Probably explained it terribly. Have you ever been out in town and had a YouTube subscriber approach you? Yeah, especially when I was at uni, there were quite a lot of people that would just be like, oh, it's you. There was a funny story, actually. When we were at the Doctor Who proms, there was this absolutely lovely person that came up to me, and they were like, oh, Crispy Pro. And I was like, not quite, but they were convinced that I was Crispy Pro. So they must have just got muddled up, but yeah, no, I love it when people say hello. Like, it's, yeah, always appreciated. Apart from, there was one story, I was in, what's it called? It begins with a W, Woking. I was in Woking, and I'd just gone to McDonald's, with a friend, and I receive an Instagram message that goes, we're watching you. And I was like, what? I didn't reply to it, but they then put, just seen you walk out of Woking McDonald's. And at that point, I was like, okay, there's some random person that knows who I am messaging me. They didn't have a profile picture or anything, but they were just telling me that they could see me. And that was slightly terrifying. But apart from that, everyone who's ever come up and said hello has been really, really nice. So yeah, feel free if you ever do spot me. Just don't take pictures, but you can come up and say hello, and I'll be nice. I hope that answers the question. Hello, do you think Shooty will leave in 2026? 2026, probably. What year? So 2024. I'm going to go 2026 or 27. I hope Shooty does another 2 seasons, but I think he might bow out after one more, because they always do 3, and he is very like up and coming, famous. A lot of people want him in. No, a lot of people want him, and a lot of producers want him in their TV shows. So yeah, I think he's probably got one more. Optimistically, I'm going 2 more seasons, but realistically, probably 1. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. You might get more eyes on your channel doing some more Marvel stuff, but obviously up to you. Yeah, I did think about doing more Marvel stuff. The only trouble is I don't know loads about it. Like, I know everything about Doctor Who, so I'm qualified. I'm qualified to talk about Doctor Who. But a lot of Marvel, there's so many comics. Like, I've read about 2 comics in my life. Well, Marvel comics. Well, Marvel Universe superhero comics. I've read all the Oz Marvel comics because that's how cool I am. But yeah, maybe I might do. I like things like Spider-Man. I can talk about pretty well because I've watched all the Spider-Man films. I know quite a lot about that. But yeah, I think that might be a branch of content we veer into, especially when we're gearing up for like Robert Downey Jr. returning as Doctor Doom. Things like that, I think, yeah, that could... I could do my research, get some videos out on that, if that's stuff you'd like to see. We'll ignore that question. Look it up, look it up, it's a National Trust site, can get directly there from Weston-super-Mare. Intriguing, maybe. Mark says we desperately need a return of Syl in the modern series. Yeah, he's an icon. Isn't there like a fan film with Syl that Jeremy Corbyn was handed? Like, this is a random story, and I may have made it up in my head, but I really don't think I have. Jeremy Corbyn was like photographed with like a Doctor Who fan film DVD with Syl on the front cover. I'm pretty sure that happened like a couple of years back when he was running for Prime Minister. I think. Someone let me know in the live chat if I've just created that in my head, but I'm pretty sure that happened. Were you surprised to see... I've lost it. I can't find... Were you surprised to see Doctor Who not winning an award on at the National Television Awards? Politely... No. Like, I did enjoy the last season. I liked it quite a lot, but I think, yeah, it wasn't the best TV there was that year. There were other shows, and I think it was fair. Maybe Doctor Who deserved a couple of awards. Like, it was really good in some areas, but yeah, it wasn't the best season of Doctor Who ever, so I can see why it didn't necessarily win everything. How do you think Shooty will regenerate? I think he'll trip over and hit his head on the floor, and he's gone. He'll do a Colin Baker. He'll be on an exercise bike talking about carrot juice. Then, bam, he's gone. Do you remember Bill's a Cyberman? Asks the toy maker. Yeah. No, yeah, Bill. That took me a minute. Bill, I do. Bill's my favourite companion. Shout out to Bill. The Scamp says, do you watch the DW 2012 fan films? Yes, I do. And fun fact, if you didn't know, the DW 2012 crew are in Ekko's Destiny. The Purple Doctor, the Little Red Doctor, and Megan all have roles in Ekko's Destiny. Without spoiling anything, there's such a fun scene where all the Doctors, which is Ellie, Elise, myself, Luke, Dom, I think that's it, 5. 5 Doctors in the DW 2012 TARDIS, with the Master in there as well, Megan in there as well. It was very crowded, but it was one of the funnest days of filming. DW 2012 are great. I love them. Their fan films are fun. And as I say, they're in Ekko's Destiny, so stay tuned for that. Would John Barrowman make a good James Bond? No. I can't see it at all. It's an interesting thought, but I don't think he's quite right for the role. Yeah. I also don't think he'd be hired anymore. So, yeah. When are you going to get the call to be the next Doctor? I've already had it. That's what happened just before this live stream. I'm the 15th Doctor. You heard it here first. You can tell that to the papers, and they can start all the betting stuff now. Do you watch DW Fan 91? The name really rings a bell. I must do. Remind me what content they make. I think I do. Let me have a look on my phone. I'm pretty sure I do. I definitely know the name. DW Fan 91. Oh, yeah. No, this is a good channel. I haven't actually watched any of their videos in a while, but I was watching their reviews when they were reviewing season 1. So yeah, they're a fun channel. What else have we got? Oh, Brit Animations. Hello, Rory. Shout out to Rory. You could be talking about that old fan spin-off company that made things like Shakedown, Return of the Sontarans, and the one-off Yetis and stuff. Possibly. I have no idea when that was said because I'm way behind in the live chat, but yeah. It's not EastEnders. Do you think Shooty Gatwa and Ruby Sunday could go on The Masked Singer UK Season 6 because it's currently getting filmed? I could see Millie Gibson maybe doing it, but that Shooty's too famous to do The Masked Singer. I don't think he'd do that. Yeah. Do you think Shooty Gatwa? When do you think we will get a few Doctors come back? See, I'd have said the 60th a year ago, but we didn't. And that's not a complaint. 60th was still good. I reckon it's not going to be for ages. Not while Russell's in charge. Russell has talked about not really liking multi-Doctor stories. Actually, technically, we did have one with the Giggle. But Doctors coming back, I could see a Tale of the TARDIS type thing happening again. But I think it's probably the 70th anniversary, or maybe 75th anniversary. They'll get a bunch of... Like, I really... I know it'll never happen, but I want to see Capaldi come back. He's the best Doctor, and he won't get back. I reckon, though, Matt Smith, he's still going to be... He'll crop up again. David Tennant will almost definitely crop up again, but I think it's probably in a lot of years to come, they'll be like the Guardians of the Edge, something along those lines, similar to how the classic Doctors reappeared. I don't think they'll be back as the 11th and 10th or 14th Doctor. I think it'll be a smaller cameo type deal. All on-screen evidence indicates the fugitive Doctor is after the second Doctor and before the second Doctor from Season 6B. Also, Tecteun is Rassilon. I love that theory. It's so much fun. I think Season 6B is part of that theory. I like it all. I reckon, it would be a fun reveal if they were like the fugitive Doctor, because they're doing the Big Finish series with her now. So maybe we'll find out that. I mean, the Timeless Child stuff, it's heavily implied but never confirmed that she's a pre-Hartnell Doctor. And the fact that she's got the TARDIS, I like that theory. Have you watched all the old original episodes of Doctor Who that still exist? No. I can't lie. No, I haven't. I haven't seen a good chunk of the classic series, so I'll revoke my Doctor Who fan card. I've seen all the big ones, seen all the classics. I haven't seen a lot of the Colin Baker era, I can't lie. I watched Attack of the Cybermen about a month ago, and I don't know, I don't dislike that era, but it's not my favourite. I love, however, the Tom Baker era and most of the Peter Davison era. Like, that's my favourite period of classic Who, I'd say. And Sylvester McCoy's got, oh yeah, and then Patrick Troughton, and then John Pertwee. It's all good. I love Doctor Who. But obviously there's always some terrible episodes. Like, there are certain episodes of classic Who. Maybe this is sacrilege, so apologies, guys. But there's certain episodes that I'm like, come on, we need to quicken this up. But obviously the way TV production worked back then, they often have good ideas. It's just struggling with a limited budget. So you can't be too harsh to them. What would your advice be for making Doctor Who fan films, as I'm making one right now and would really appreciate any advice, says Timebound Studios. The main thing I'd say, I know it sounds like maybe like a parent or a teacher, have fun. Making fan films they're not always going to be the best quality. Like, that's something you've got to know going in. Like, trying to get everything perfect, it's never going to be perfect. So have fun, because if you're not going to make money from it, which I don't think many fan films make money at all, just have the time of your life. It's such a fun process. Like, some of my favourite days are literally just filming days for Doctor Who Echo's Destiny. Like, have fun. That's the main thing to remember with making a fan film. In terms of practicalities, utilise what you can. So, aesthetics-wise, like Gallifrey, for example, I wanted to set a story on Gallifrey and set some scenes on Gallifrey, but I'm like, realistically, we don't have the budget to build a set, and CGIing it would just look naff. So, I, throughout the Ekko films, have just made the Gallifreyan aesthetic old English castles and like sort of Roman type dress, and they even have swords and stuff. It's like my own little spin on it, but a lot of that comes down to budget reasons. We can make realistic looking Gallifreyan Roman type things, still with the head collars, still with the capes, still with the like metal sticks of doom, but yeah, Gallifrey looks like old English castles in our universe. So doing things like that to make the best of a bad situation, that's always good. Casting people that you know are reliable and that you're friends with, or yourself, is always a good thing to do for a fan film, because trying to rely on loads of people, it gets tricky. But yeah, cast people that you know you can rely on. I hope that's semi-good advice. Do you think Matt Smith will come back anytime? Yeah, he will. As I said, Guardian of the Edge in the future. Mark my words. You're my favourite Doctor Who content creator, and if you could pick anything for Doctor Who to do in Season 2, what would you pick? Thank you very much, Scott. That means a lot. That rhymed there, Scott, a lot. Is that a rhyme? I don't know. What would I like to see in Season 2? The main thing I was left wanting after Season 1 is character arcs. Give us some proper human storytelling and challenge the Doctor. He was a little bit too happy for the most of last season, which is ironic because he cried in every episode. But give him some, I don't know, something going on, something, yeah. But it's tricky with the Doctor. He's more of a constant character. So maybe if Ruby just has an absolutely like banging subplot, and what's her name? Belinda, I think. Is her name Belinda Chandra? I think that's the new companion's name. Give her a really cool storyline. That's the main thing that I want to see. Would you rather a normal 70th or a big 75th special? Both. Why not? The more Doctor Who, the better. Let's be honest. Capaldi on top, yes. Love Capaldi. Capaldi is the GOAT. Matt Smith should be the Valyard. Yeah, I could see that. I think he'd be really cool in the role. Yeah. It would be a bit Marvel-like, bringing Robert Downey Jr. back, but maybe. Could you give any advice as a filmmaker? Also, big fan of your Ekko trilogy. That's a similar question to the one I asked earlier, but in terms of just filmmaking, make loads of stuff. Like, the more films you make, the more practice you'll have. Like, some of the early stuff I made is absolutely terrible, and now I'd say it's not Oscar worthy, but it's better than it was. So the more films you make, the more practice you put in, the more hours you spend on it, and as I say, have fun while doing it, the better your content will be. Yeah. The Tooth, who was the woman, and do you think the Master will return soon? I hope the Master returns. They're one of my favourite parts of Doctor Who, I can't lie. And I love... It's why Series 10 is one of my favourite series. The whole Missy redemption arc. I want more character drama with the Master. Like, they're so intertwined with the Doctor. It's always... I love it. More Master. If they recasted the Fourth Doctor, who could take the role? Realistically, there's no one. Like, there are a couple of actors who'd maybe do a good double or a good impression, like John Coleshaw. He'd do a good impression. He does a good impression, but he's not Tom Baker. There is only one Tom Baker, and yeah. I've also probably... I don't know if it will ever finish getting made, but I've got a video coming out talking about Tom Baker just as a person, because I read that man's autobiography over the summer, and he's mental. I don't think he's a human. Like, it's wild. But yeah, stay tuned for a Tom Baker related video. Paul says he's trying to follow along in the pub. I hope you're enjoying from the pub. Let's get it on all the pub TV screens. That's what that pub really needs right now, is this live stream. Amazing World of Autistic Fanboy 2002 says, how you doing? I'm doing well, thank you. How are you doing? Ayres says, have you ever tried to be an extra on Doctor Who? I'm sure as such a big fan they'd love to have you if you asked. I haven't. Yeah, that's a boring answer to that question. Yeah, I don't know. It would be cool. It would be cool, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't asked. But Russell, if you're listening, I'm available. Okay, just yeah. Oh, it would be good fun. What would be your dream Doctor Who spin-off, asks Ellie Steele. My dream Doctor Who spin-off would be probably something with the Master, maybe. It's a good question, actually. Because I've always liked the idea of like Sea Devils versus Silurians versus humans, which is what they're doing for War Between the Land and the Sea, so that's really exciting. But yeah, I'm going to say maybe a Loki, like Disney Plus's Loki series, something like that, but for the Master. Because as I said, I love the character of the Master, so yeah. The Animus Studios asks one question. Who your next Doctor Who fan films will be after Ekko's Destiny has ended, or your universe ever getting expanded after this? Okay, so, no spoilers, but there's... Yeah. I'm not going to spoil Ekko's Destiny, but it's the end of the Ekko Doctor's story, that's what I will say. The Ekko Doctor gets a conclusive ending, and yeah, that's why it's the end of the Ekko trilogy. But some of the cast and myself have said maybe we'll do another one with following Elise's Doctor. That's not a spoiler. Following Elise's Doctor, unless she dies in the film. No spoilers here. Maybe we'll do another one, but a short one. Because I do not have the time or the money or the effort to make another feature-length film. This is like our fourth one, technically, now that you all know Ekko's Destiny's in 2 parts. But yeah, I don't know about the future of it. I'm just planning up until the end of Ekko's Destiny for now, because it takes up a lot of time. Tom Haynes asks, how long do you think Doctor Who will go on for? I think it'll kind of always be around in some form. I think TV as a traditional medium is kind of slowly, very slowly disappearing. So once TV dies, maybe that's when Doctor Who will go, but there'll still be audios, there'll be whatever the next form of entertainment is. I reckon Doctor Who will be around in some shape or form till the end of time itself. Maybe that's optimistic. It will get cancelled though. It's going to get cancelled, then it's going to come back, then it's going to get cancelled, then it's going to come back, as is the way with Doctor Who. It's already happened once and it survived. It will survive. It will be around in some form. I guess comments in the live chat don't count for the algorithm. I have no idea, Lily. I appreciate your comment anyway. Hopefully it counts for the algorithm. Thank you. Shout out to Lily Shambles. The Scamp says, would you rather meet Tom Baker or Peter Capaldi? That is an impossible question. That's so difficult. I love both of them. Maybe Tom Baker, just because I don't want to be morbid or anything, but we don't know how long that man is going to be around. So maybe Tom Baker, but if I knew it was only one of them, that's really difficult because Tom Baker is the Doctor, like he's an alien in real life. Peter Capaldi is my favourite Doctor, but he's still an actor, so I don't know. That's an impossible question. Are we going to see more non-Doctor Who fan films on your channel once Ekko's Destiny ends your fan films? Potentially. I'm a filmmaker at heart. I love making films. Therefore I Am, actually, which Rory is in. That's a short film about a little robot AI that comes to life, which, what's funny is it's similar to the plot of the new Wallace and Gromit, but that plot hadn't been announced yet, so it's coincidence. But yeah, there's a little robot. No, he's not in this room. I thought he was. I've got him. He'll be in the next room along. But yeah, Therefore I Am, short sci-fi film, about 12 minutes long. That will be coming to the channel at some point. I've also got Split Decisions, which is like a sitcom. It's like a 20-minute sitcom pilot which we made at uni about a divorcing couple and their kids, trying to get them back together. But that will probably end up on either this channel or a different Joe Street channel in the future. So yeah, more films and stuff will be on the way. Any chance of the Doctor popping up somewhere in the MCU? I think it would be so cool. I don't actually want to see it, but just imagine, like, in Endgame or something, Thanos is doing, universe destroyed, and then the TARDIS just rocks up. Cinema. But also, that would be terrible. Have you seen the Adam Sandler movie called Click? Is that in reference... That's the one with the TV remote, right? With... I have this on hand, ready to go. But what are people's thoughts of this new screwdriver? I'm going to scroll towards the bottom of the chat. So if I've missed your question, just ask it again. I'm trying to keep up to date with it. But yeah, people's thoughts on the new screwdriver. And does anyone have one of these yet? Because also, this was an extortionate price. Like, I can't believe how much. It was 40 something pounds, I think. Back in the day, you used to go to Toys R Us and get them for like $7.99. But those days are gone. I'm trying to... There's the camera. It's very fun. Right. I'm trying to semi-keep up with the chat. What are people saying? Sonic TV remote. Looks like a computer mouse. It does look like a computer mouse. Like the comparison here. It's like a wireless mouse. It's good fun. As cool as it is, it ain't a screwdriver, says William. Yeah, I agree. Goodbye, Thomas Haynes. Goodbye. Looks like a computer mouse. As cool as it is. Favourite Dalek design and unfavourite Dalek design. I like unfavourite. That's a word I don't think I've ever heard before. Favourite Dalek design. You know what? It might be Revolution of the Daleks. The human-made Daleks. Those look so cool, in my opinion. But also, it might be the Time War ones. I think the Time War ones are objectively the best design, but I'm a bit fed up with them. We've seen them enough. I want new designs for the Daleks, but yeah. Least favourite is probably the grey ones from Genesis of the Daleks. Now, that might be controversial, but I just think they look like they're made out of like plywood. They don't look threatening, or metal casing. They just... Yeah, those are probably my least favourite things. Henry Kent says, other than Doctor Who, what else is your thing? I've got a lot. I like a lot of things. I like Star Wars. This as well. This is one of my more niche things, which, like, Oz, the L. Frank Baum universe of Oz is fantastic, and it needs to be adapted into proper films. I mean, we've got Wicked coming on the way in November. Return to Oz is actually like my favourite film. People must have watched Return to Oz. Let me know in the chat if you've seen Return to Oz. But yeah, that's my favourite film. Marvel, I dabble with Marvel. I love Life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes. The Simpsons is good fun. There'll be more. I like Gavin and Stacey, like sitcoms, like Outnumbered, all that sort of stuff. They're some of my favourite shows. They're like comfort shows. But yeah, Doctor Who's like the main thing. Oh, where are we? Why am I being called rude in the comments? By scrolling through the comments, that was just rude. I'm very sorry if I've offended anyone. Feel free to ask your questions again. Unless you spam something, it's fine. Just if I've missed your question, ask again. Ayres says Return to Oz is amazing. I was scared of it as a kid. Those Wheelers were scary. Yeah, they were. They were terrifying. But that's kind of what I loved about it. Like, I was never scared of the film. But it's just the universe that it created was so cool. And I used to spend hours and hours sat in the office on my dad's computer just looking up behind the scenes images of Return to Oz. That's one of the things that got me interested in filmmaking. Harvey asks favourite TARDIS interior and unfavourite TARDIS interior. Favourite's Capaldi's by a long shot. My unfavourite is Tom Baker's wooden console room. That one's naff. I don't know what they were thinking when they designed that, I can't lie. Return to Oz Wheelers freaked me out. Yeah, they are terrifying. Tim says, can't wait for Wicked. Seen the show twice in London. It's amazing. Yeah, the show, it's such a good show. And the Wicked book, I haven't read it for a couple of years. And I don't know if I actually ever finished it, but it's very different to to the musical and the film. But yeah, it's a lot more for grown-up readers, shall we say. But yeah, it is a good book. Martin, shout out to Martin, a member of the channel, says, I saw Return to Oz at the cinema as a kid and was scared of the Wheelers too. Yeah, I think that is one of the main things people remember about Return to Oz, which is quite funny, is how terrifying the Wheelers were. I always thought like the Gnome King as well, like when all the gnomes, like the rock people, start coming out of the wall at the end. That was like, ooh, what's going on here? And but this is the thing, Return to Oz, I am going to do a full video on, like that will come to the channel at some point in the near future. But it's so unique and weird and like, oh, it's just great. And like Mumby, the princess moving all her heads around, terrifying stuff. Robert says, love your videos. Thank you very much, Robert. Dark Akium Official 77 says, who do you think the Meeps boss is? So this is the boss who's been mentioned in the Star Beast and Rogue. I have no idea. I don't know. I think it's been left very, very open, very, very vague, and that's good. But I'm sure more theory videos will come round in the near future. You'll stay subscribed to the channel and the Patreon if you want, and yeah, you'll see videos on those theories soon. Who do you think the Meeps boss is? How many of the Doctor Who actors have you met in person? Okay, in person, I have met, we'll go through Doctors, David Tennant, Matt Smith, David Bradley, Sylvester McCoy, Paul McGann, Colin Baker, Peter Davison. That's 8. Then other characters I've met. The actress, her name slips my mind. The actress who plays Vastra, Dan Starkey who plays Strax, Alex Kingston who plays River Song. I feel like there's more. Kate Stewart, well, Gemma Redgrave who plays Kate Stewart. That might be it. Actually, I haven't been to a convention since 2019, which is kind of wild because I only went to conventions from 2017 to 2019. I probably should go to another. Let me know if I should go to Comic-Con because I haven't been for a good number of years, but maybe in the future. Martin says Syl for the boss. Yeah, needs to happen. Didn't realise Oz was a fandom. What's the big draw? I don't know if it's necessarily a fandom. There's like small Facebook groups who love Oz. But yeah, it's because it's, I don't know, it's great. It's so much fun. There's so many adaptations of it as well, which I might make a video on. There's this film. Let me know. Probably no one's seen it because anyone I've ever asked about it has never seen it, but it's called The Witches of Oz, and Christopher Lloyd is the wizard in it, and it's basically the Avengers, but with Oz characters. So it's like a battle on New York, but the Wicked Witch being the equivalent of Loki. It's the most bizarre film ever, but like the cast has so many good actors in there. I can't remember their names, but well, the actor of Samwise Gamgee is one of the main characters. Sean Astin, I think is his name, and the Merry and Pippin. That those two actors are in that film as well, and it's just bizarre because nobody's ever seen it, and it's also, I don't know who went, what we really need is a Wizard of Oz adaptation of the Avengers. Like that's the most bizarre concept for a film ever, but it's very fun. It's very fun. I'm being how dare you in the chat. I missed your question. I'm sorry, Thomas. I will find your question. Right, let's go on search of the Thomas's question. What do you think of the last episode? What do you think the last episode ever will be called in Doctor Who? Doctor Who, full stop. That would be a genius title. No, I don't know. Like, I have no idea. Because it completely depends on the story, and I kind of think Doctor Who, like, I don't want the Doctor to die at the end of Doctor Who. I want it to be like the classic series. They go off into the sunset, and it is what it is. Yeah. So I'm going to say, I'm trying to think of something either funny or inventive. Neither are coming to mind. Doctor Who, the end, ... exclamation mark. That's what the final ever episode should be called, in my humble opinion. It sounds like a weird AI nightmare of an adaptation. You're right, it is genuinely bizarre. Now you'll say there's a Doctor Who adaptation of A Christmas Carol. Oh wait, there is. Yeah, see, right, controversial take on Doctor Who here. I don't particularly like the Christmas special, I don't particularly like A Christmas Carol, that Doctor Who Christmas special. I don't think it works. Christmas Carol is like one of my favourite books. It's a classic of childhood, but I don't like the Doctor Who adaptation of it. So maybe that's controversial. Have you seen The Muppets Wizard of Oz? Yes, I have it on VHS. I can barely remember it because I don't think I've seen it since I was about 7, but it was probably a good film. Doctor Who the end, or is it? Suggests Anna Kent. Perfect. That's what we need. Harvey says Doctor Who the end? Question mark. The question mark's good. It keeps with the mystery. By regeneration for last ever episode is in by. That's good. I like that, Martin. Doctor Who and the Last Crusade. That's quite good. It feels quite cinematic. That. Can you pinpoint the exact moment you realised you were a Doctor Who fan? Kind of. I think it was when I watched... It was one of the Series 7B episodes, and I'd watched that and loved it. And then, because back in the day, YouTube's copyright policies weren't quite what they are now, you could just watch full episodes of Doctor Who on YouTube for free that people have re-uploaded. And I watched Bad Wolf / Parting of the Ways on like my old laptop. And it was at that moment I went, oh my god, this is the best show ever. Like, that Series 1 finale, after watching some of Series 7 with Matt Smith, I think it was one of the first Christopher Eccleston episodes I'd ever seen, I was just sold. I was hooked. And I was like, this is the best show ever. And since that day, I've never looked back, and I'm probably too obsessed with Doctor Who now. Right, what else have we got? They should do a remake of all Doctor Who with Muppets. Yeah, there is actually a David Tennant / Peter Davison little Muppets scene where Miss Piggy regenerates into the 13th Doctor. You can find that online somewhere. It was like the Muppets Live or something. Who do you think Mrs. Flood is? I think she's going to be someone new. I think she's definitely a god. I think she's definitely a villain as well. Because when we were at the Doctor Who proms, Anita Dobson obviously comes out in character, and she said something that was a hint at her being a villain. I can't quite remember what it is. I've got the footage somewhere. I might make a video on it, but I'm pretty sure Mrs. Flood's a villain. Have you seen The Wiz? Yes, I have. That's a classic. I loved that as a child. What's that song? The Witches song in The Wiz, whatever that is one of the best villain songs of all time. So much fun. I wonder if Joe Martin will be the 16th Doctor. Yeah, I used to want her to be the next Doctor, but I kind of like her being like an old mystery Doctor. I want her to get her own series, but I don't want her to be the next Doctor. I like having this idea of like there's the long gone secret incarnation of the Doctor, and yeah, I think Joe Martin's great. Tharies for showrunner. Yeah, why not? Tharies is actually on. We recorded a podcast yesterday, which should be coming out next week. And we talked for about 3 and a bit hours. So there's a very long podcast with myself and Tharies coming to you very, very soon. You still have a functional VCR. I think so. I think it's in the garage. Yeah, because it was used for my short film, Therefore I Am, about 6 months ago. And it still works. It still works. Thanks for giving Tharies Dennis back. No worries. Dennis was on prolonged loan for the filming of Ekko's Destiny. This is Tharies' Earthshock Cyberman helmet. But yeah, he had a couple of scratches on him, so I repainted him before giving him back to Tharies so that he was all in pristine condition, because Tharies was very, very generous to lend us Dennis for that long. Because originally it was going to be done for like 6 months, then it turned into like a year, and then it turned into a year and 2 months, and it was like, okay, Dennis needs to be returned. But he's got Dennis back, and Dennis now has a bunch of friends. Like Tharies has got a Sutek mask, Tomb of the Cyberman head, and something else, I think. Where are we with the live chat? Have you ever seen Only Fools and Horses? I've seen a couple of episodes. It was funny. I like Fawlty Towers is another classic British sitcom. It's good fun. If I've missed your question as well, please feel free to ask it again, because the chat, I've lost track of it. Mrs. Flood is the trickster. I hope she's not directly the trickster, but if she was in like the Trickster's Brigade or whatever it's called, that'd be quite fun. Series 1 has one of RTD's best finales. Absolutely. The Series 1 finale is just iconic, isn't it? It's classic. Back to the room. The blue screen background is the right colour. Maybe getting a cardboard cutout of the TARDIS door. I don't know. Use your uni talents to create something fantastic. Yeah. I mean, here's a genius idea from myself. Whoever super chats, you can decide something to. I'll put a couple of frames up. And as long as it's family friendly, you can decide what goes in the frame. If you super chat now, you can have an everlasting impact on this wall by deciding what goes on it. Right, no one's going to do it now. But let's pretend that didn't happen. No one's going to do it now. But feel free. If you want to super chat, you can help decide something going on this wall. Where are we? Tim Burton for showrunner. I do want to see a Tim Burton take on Doctor Who. I think it'd be quite interesting. Probably Comic Relief or Red Nose Day, that Muppets Doctor Who crossover. Yeah, it would be something like that. Will the Time Lords return? It's a good question. I kind of hope so, but I want them to do... You know, in Marvel, what's it called? Asgard. They have like New Asgard. I want new Gallifrey, something like that. Gallifrey's been destroyed so many times. How have they not set up? And also, I want like a new Time Lord ruler. I don't want them to always be the villains. Like, I want a Time Lord that the Doctor gets along with. It would be nice. Give him some companionship for once, not just with humans. Crafting Bro Studio says, would be down to be on your podcast, man. It's been a while. Yeah, I don't know how long it'll be, because I've got guests lined up for a couple of months, but sure, why not? Drop me a message at some point and go for it. Right, Tim has super chatted £5. What do you want on the wall, Tim? In a little frame, what would your suggestion for the wall be? Yeah, it's up to you. Didn't Tom Baker sell the rights to his voice so that AI can use it perpetually like James Earl Jones did? I have no idea. If he did, that's slightly terrifying and a bit dystopian. But yeah, what's your choice, Tim, on the wall? Or do you just want the word "what" framed? I can print off the word "what" and put it in a frame, whack it on the wall. Eddie Redmayne, Doctor Who. Controversially, Eddie Redmayne is good, but I think he was a poor man's Matt Smith in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. So I don't know about Eddie Redmayne as the next Doctor, to be honest. Is Peter Capaldi still your favourite Doctor? Yes, he is, Evan. And he probably always will be, because he's so good. I have a question for you, my dear fellow. Who will come after the Emma/Elise Doctor? I don't know yet. I don't know if we'll ever see it, to be honest, because Ekko's Destiny comes to a it's a conclusion, but I don't know whether there'll be another Doctor after that. Maybe, who knows? Maybe there'll be a fan film of a fan film, and someone else can be the Doctor after the Emma/Elise Doctor. Who knows? Right. Tom Holland as Doctor Who. Tom Holland, no. I don't know. I'm not against it 100%. I think it'd be a unique take. You know who I do think would be good? Daniel Radcliffe as the Doctor. I think he'd be a good Doctor. I think that should happen. But maybe when he's older. I think a Patrick Troughton sort of old man Daniel Radcliffe as a Doctor would be absolutely cool. Starting cosplaying soon as the 14th Doctor. That's very, very cool. I keep seeing people actually just dressed as the 14th Doctor going about their day. Yeah, so there you go. Hey man, how's your day been? Enjoyed the new video before. Thank you very much, Dan B. YT Official. My days, it's been good. I haven't done much, to be honest. I edited that podcast with Jamie Magnus Stone. That's coming soon. And I spoke to the agent of someone who's coming on the podcast. I won't spoil that now, but it's a companion, a classic Doctor Who companion, is what I will say. But that's coming to you sometime mid-October, so get hyped for that. Petition to see Charles Dance as Doctor Who. That would be so cool. Charles Dance as the Master. That man's too scary to be the Doctor. He's so... Charles Dance would be amazing. Do you have to get any special permission to film in public areas when filming the Ekko's films? We have a really esteemed method of let's rock up and hope that it doesn't go wrong. We have been asked to move once, and that was fair enough. We did move. But normally, people, because we're always very polite to people. Like, for example, I can tell you another funny story. If anyone knows where Kenilworth Castle is, we were filming in Kenilworth, and we had permission to film in this one area. And then we were like, wouldn't it be cool? This was with a Dalek, by the way. We're like, wouldn't it be cool to film in the castle? Now, legally, we're allowed to film on the footpaths around the castle, and we'd got confirmation from the castle that we were allowed to film on the footpaths around it. So we were going to film there, but we just, on a whim, went into the visitor centre and were like, look, guys, can we please bring this Dalek into the castle and film? And they were just like, yeah, sure, go on. And it's a behind the scenes video which will be going on the Patreon actually. But the Dalek drove into the visitors centre, demanded free entry, and they were just like, fine, go on. So then the Dalek went into the castle, and about 60 people stopped and were like taking pictures with the Dalek. We should have advertised the film there, but yeah, there were a lot of confused people. And the story gets even funnier. When we were filming with this Dalek in the castle, we hear someone shouting, and we're like, okay, what's going on? We look round, and there's just this person in full 13th Doctor cosplay with the sonic screwdriver pointed towards us, running at us through the castle. And we were like, okay, the actual Doctor has arrived. And Yeah, she was, I think she was a cosplayer or something. Absolutely lovely, and is now an extra in the film, actually. So yeah, you get to see her small starring role, but it was absolutely hilarious. Just looking over the horizon and a 13th Doctor cosplayer charging towards this Dalek, because we had no idea who this person was. She just rocked up and she was like, my mate told me there was a Dalek here and I had to come. Hilarious. Right, sorry if I've missed questions again, feel free to keep asking. Can we still have a Return of the Valeyard now that Michael Jason has sadly passed away? Jaston has sadly passed away. Yeah, I think so. The Valeyard might crop up in Ekko's Destiny. I don't know who'd be playing the Valeyard in Ekko's Destiny though. Whoever they were must be really, really cool and really, really amazing. Yeah. What if Doctor Who entered the Halo-verse, as in Halo the video game? I'm terrible at playing video games. That's a fun fact about me. I cannot play video games to save my life. I love Minecraft as a kid. I absolutely love it, and I could still probably play it to this day, and I'd play it pretty well. But video games, I have no hand-eye coordination. It's terrible. I can do Mario Kart on the Switch though. And I can play Wii games. I was trained on them as a kid, but normal video games like Halo, I'm absolutely terrible at. Idris Elba as the Doctor, suggests Lily. Yeah. I see it. He'd be a really interesting take actually, because he'd be quite different from the others. And yeah, once again, an older Doctor. Yeah, I'm sold. Tom Felton as Doctor Who. Yeah, maybe. I haven't seen much of his acting other than he's Draco Malfoy, right? I haven't seen much of his acting other than Draco, but he was pretty good as Draco, so who knows? Do you think there will be a Star Trek crossover? I think the sad truth of that matter is if this new era was really, really successful, absolutely. But I don't think it's been quite as successful as they were hoping, so I think the odds of them crossing over with Star Trek are probably very, very small. But we know that Russell T Davies really wants it to happen. I mean, he said it back in The Writer's Tale, like his book from 2008. He was like, I want a Star Trek Doctor Who crossover. So maybe one day. Doctor Who enters the Alienverse Ridley Scott's franchise. Yeah, it needs to happen. Rob Brydon as the Time Meddler, as well, the monk. Yeah, that would be amazing. You know what? I'd never thought of that casting, but it would be hilarious. And I think Rob Brydon should just play the Time Meddler as Uncle Bryn. That's what we need. That's all we need. The other person who was almost, I think this is true, I think it's true, was almost going to play the monk in Series 9 was Matt Berry, and he would have been the perfect casting for the monk. So Rob Brydon / Matt Berry for the monk. Let's make it happen. That's a great story. The Doctor came into... yeah, they did. The Doctor came in. What's your favourite Gavin and Stacey episode? I don't know them off by, like, I don't know their names because I always binge watch it. Probably the Series 3 finale, maybe. Just because it's... Or the 2008 Christmas special. They're both very, very fun Gavin and Stacey episodes. How old are you, please? How old am I? I am 21 currently. I had to check that. No, I am. I was born in 2003. I'm 21 at present moment. I think Jeran Howell as the Doctor. He was young Dracula. I've never seen young Dracula, and I don't know who that is, but I'm sure they'd do a great job. Why do you like Doctor Who, says Mary. I don't. I hate it. It's the worst show ever. No, I like Doctor Who because I think it's unlike any other show. There's so much genre hopping, so much intensity, so much like emotion, usually, if it's good. There's so many things. And I love aliens. I love escapism as well. I love weird things. It's also a story about an underdog. And I think underdog stories are always fun. The Doctor also, it aligns with like my view of the world. Like, the not using guns and all of that. Like, that's a really nice thing for the central protagonist to have, and it's a good role model for kids as well. Yeah, it's a good show. I like Doctor Who, if you hadn't already guessed. At Burning Man, I was dressed as the 10th Doctor on acid for the first time when I saw a Dalek across the player and run after it, caught up, sonicked it, and it opened up and 2 human drivers popped out. Why were there 2 people in a Dalek? It only normally needs 1 operator, so I don't know. I don't want to know what those 2 people were doing in that Dalek at that festival, but good for them. Dan BYT official says, same here on the video games. I still do play Minecraft very often though. Yeah, Minecraft, I think it's the best video game of all time. And Wii Sports. It's the childhood. My childhood's gone. It's gone. Same here. Doctor Who / Lower Decks crossover. For a second, I thought you were talking about Below Decks, which is what my old housemate used to watch all the time. It's like this American reality show, and it's absolutely dreadful. And I was going to say, that's the most bizarre crossover ever. It's a bunch of, I think rich people on boats below decks, that's all. But no, Lower Decks, that's Star Trek, right? I've heard that in the Star Trek context. So if that's Star Trek, yeah, cross that over. But Doctor Who and crummy reality show, let's not cross those over. What room in the TARDIS would you like to see in the show? The library swimming pool. I think we've briefly seen it, but show more of it. It's a cool idea. Doctor Who kind of did Alien already in the Ark in Space, says Old Web Shooter. Yeah, they're similar. I want Doctor Who to have some sort of proper ghosts, vampires, etc. Not some weird twists, just straight up vampire gothic stuff. Yeah, I could see that happening with the way the new era's going. Like, you've got all the fantasy, the salt was sprinkled in Wild Blue Yonder. I could see vampires, you've got Vampires of Venice, but then they're alien fish. I could see it happening. And yeah, I'd be on board. Why not? Let's go gothic horror like the Tom Baker era. Imagine if there's a really dark story where the Doctor has to kill the Master, and this time they stay dead. That'd be very intense. Yeah, character drama. Why not? Daniel Craig, Doctor Who. No, Daniel Craig wouldn't suit the role of the Doctor, in my opinion. Paul McGann for the 16th Doctor or Matt Smith. I don't think we should keep going back to Doctors, but at the same time, it was so cool, and it would be so fun to see either of them take on the mantle of the mantle of the Doctor again. Yeah, Sean Pertwee. Yeah, Sean Pertwee looks so much like his dad. But obviously, I think Sean has said in interviews he doesn't really want to do it. But if they were to ever bring back the third Doctor, it should absolutely be Sean Pertwee. Anna Kent says, I wish Alex Kingston had played the Doctor. She would have been brilliant. Yeah, she has. Well, I think that's the thing with River. She's a match for the Doctor. Alex Kingston would. She'd absolutely, as the kids say, slay that role. 54 years I have been a Doctor Who fan. I have been a Doctor Who. Nice. Yeah, Wii Sports. We love Wii Sports. I think that Russ Abbott would be a great master. He was in Sarah Jane Adventures as Truman. Who's that again? Is that the really overdramatic guy that does the star signs episode of Sarah Jane Adventures where there's this guy overacting his heart out and he's like, the stars. What was his name? I'm gonna Google it. I think, let's see if that is Truman. I might be thinking of the wrong person. Truman, Sarah Jane. Yeah, it's him. He's an icon. I love that man. Him as the master would be something else. That would be incredibly interesting. When are they going to show the TARDIS toilet? We've seen the heart of the TARDIS before. What about that's exactly what we need in the new season. The TARDIS toilet. I mean, it's got mentioned in series 10. Bill and Nardole mention it, but we've never seen it on screen. I can't think for the life of me why. What a great scene that would be. Do you think Doctor Who is finished? No, it's still on. Do you think Doctor Who should become a serialised series like Flux every year? Yes! I have a video coming out about that very, very soon, so I won't say too much, but absolutely. Serialised storytelling. Bring it back. What's your opinion on the new Sonic? Bam. The toy itself is so much fun to use. Like, you can just, there's all the bits and bobs that like spring out from it. Like, whoa, very fun. But it looks like a TV remote. It's a weird design. It's either a wireless mouse or a TV remote. It's a weird design. I'm not a fan of the design, but the product, this, it's very cool. Do you think Doctor Who? Sean Pertwee's great too. Yeah, I've never actually seen Gotham, but yeah. Mary says, will you and Tharies make videos together? Yes, we filmed one yesterday that went on for 3 hours. I know I mentioned this at the start of the live stream, but yeah, myself and Tharies is on my podcast next week. It's a 3-hour long one. There'll be a couple of clips from it as well, and we'll make more videos in future. Yeah, we're good mates, so it's bound to happen. In your opinion, which European capital should be the location for an episode other than London? Paris. But then you've got the City of Death. But also the Eiffel Tower is such an iconic. Boom. Tommy Knight, Doctor Who. Yeah, but he's Luke Smith, so I don't know. Matt Berry should do a comic relief sketch like the Rowan Atkinson one. Yes, Henry, yes. That's exactly... Oh, it'd be so good. I love Matt Berry. He needs to be in Doctor Who. Someone bring him into Doctor Who. How about Bill Nye as the Doctor? Yeah, maybe. Did you purposefully add a blue screen to the background so that we can crop in and chroma key you onto a bunch of random planets / locations? No, I didn't actually, but go for it. Why not? Someone Photoshop me somewhere. Oh, it would be very fun. Did you purposefully... No, that's the question I just read. Shane Ritchie is Doctor Who. We need a Welsh Doctor or a Scouser Doctor. Yeah, that'd be good fun. Let's get some Welsh and Scouse representation in Doctor Who. Oh, right. I've actually caught up with the chat for once. So, I'm going to bring this live stream to a close in the next couple of minutes. So, any final questions, go for it. Also, if you want something in a frame on that wall, super chat now. At the moment, let me scroll up. I think we got what, and then, yeah, that's it. From David Tennant, always asks what. Yeah, we'll have David Tennant saying what on that wall. What else do people want? Don't feel like you have to, but if you want a super chat to get something on that wall, go for it. Because at the moment they're very plain walls, and this is it's a fun idea, isn't it? Or you could just suggest a cardboard cutout or something. It's up to you guys. Right, final questions. Raf, no, I don't think so. Harvey says, what would you be, a Jedi or a Time Lord? A Jedi. No. I want a lightsaber, but I want to be able to regenerate. That's my answer to that question. So I'm completely skirting around it. What about a ginger doctor? Yes, Ronnie, that would be amazing to see. Lily says, not sure if you missed my comment earlier or I missed your response as I had to refresh. Do comments in the live chat count for algorithm? I don't actually know. I think potentially they do. So thank you for all tuning in. What else have we got? Thoughts on an American actor playing the Doctor from Oscar? I used to be kind of opposed to the idea. But you know what? The Doctor can be anyone. So as long as they're really good in the role, sure, go for it. Maybe they should speak with a British accent, but also, I don't know, probably not. Why not have an American as the Doctor? What else have we got? Great stream, thank you, says Noel. Thank you very much. Mary says, do you like The Caretaker? The episode The Caretaker? Yes, it's one of my favourites, which is a guilty pleasure of mine. Not many people enjoy that episode, but I've always thought it's quite funny. Sonic Sabre it is, says Harvey. Yes. Evans says Alex Price as the Master. Yeah, Alex Price. I know the name. It will come to me eventually, but sure. Why not? Really enjoy the live chat. Please do more soon. I will. Cheers for the Wednesday live stream. No worries, guys. Thank you very, very much. Will you have a DM? We'll have a DM to you after this episode. Yeah, fantastic stuff, Dan. If you were the Doctor, what would cause your death? Well, I've got allergies, so I'd probably suffer an anaphylactic shock and regenerate, which is a cheery thought. But yeah, no, I made a video on it ages ago, but once before performing in a school play, like years and years ago, we went to this like dodgy burger place near the school because my school wasn't in a fantastic area. We went to this dodgy burger place. I just had a normal cheeseburger, and I still to this day have absolutely no idea what it was, but whatever was in that cheeseburger sent me into anaphylactic shock, and I woke up in the hospital and was there for like days and days. So I have absolutely no idea what it is. There's a mystery thing that I may be allergic to that could kill me. So if I regenerated, if I was the Doctor, that's how I'd die. I'd eat a cheeseburger and just, it's the end, but the moment has been prepared for. I'll read Death by Hay Fever. Don't even get me started. That would actually finish me off as the Doctor. Filming in fields in the summer is the bane of my existence. I am allergic to everything. The Animus Studios says, you know, Joe, I posted this one which contains your own Doctor, Emma/Elise/the Ekko Doctor, at the top left of this image, and my very own Doctor, the future Doctor. What do you think? I can't remember what you're talking about. I'm very sorry, but feel free to tag me or send it my way and I'll have a look at it. Sounds very cool. That one guy says, cheers, have a great day. Thank you very much. Don't forget to hit like on your way out, says Noel. That's true. Everybody, please like. Yeah. Like, subscribe. And I should plug the Patreon, actually. If you want exclusive behind-the-scenes content of Ekko's Destiny, we've got cast vlogs, exclusive clips, all over on Patreon. You can find it in the description of this video. They're bi-weekly cast vlogs. So at the moment up there, you can find Ellie's first time driving a Dalek. Our first day on set with the Daleks, so much fun. You can also find day 1 and 2's shoot vlog of all of us. We filmed, in the Cotswolds, then in a green screen studio, then in West London green screen studio. There's a lot of location hopping, but loads of vlogs and exclusive content coming to you on the Patreon. Also, if you want to check out my podcast with Doctor Who Flux director Jamie Magnus Stone, there's an early preview of that on the Patreon. If you just want to wait, it'll come to YouTube in the next couple of days. Probably a week. Loads of new content. Patreon's in the description. I'd really, really appreciate it if you have a look. So, yeah, go for it. Henry says, I used to go to primary with Charlie from 3 years younger. That's mad. I was speaking to Charlie Joe the other day. She's currently writing the score for the next Ekko film. But yeah, that's hilarious. Mad stuff. Anyway, I am, as I say, I'm using Streamlabs, so I'm going to have to figure out there's a big button that says end stream. Thank you all for watching.